it only basically inevitable that we're going to see a quarterback controversy, though, in Pittsburgh? Because, you look at the Steelers' schedule. They got some monsters on that schedule here. And if, Russell doesn't get off to a good start, are we going to hear people just saying, let's start Justin Fields?
I won't say it's inevitable, because this is truly the sanctity of football. You need to be taking people's jobs, or you need to fend people off from taking your job. The reality is Russell Wilson hasn't been in this position for a very long time, and he's going to have to fend off Justin Fields. It doesn't matter what the coach or the GM has told him about coming in and being the starter. That being said, pressure bust pipe. That's as simple as that. And NFL football players and NFL football is centered around that. There is a scenario where Russell Wilson feels that pressure and he plays better than we've seen him play in a very long time. And that barometer is different in Pittsburgh than it was in Denver. He doesn't have to do as much as he was tasked to do as a Bronco.
It's interesting, Wood. You look at the last 7 starts for both of these guys. Russell Wilson was averaging 228 yards a game. Justin Fields, 254 yards a game. Russ, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks his last 7 starts. Fields, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Yeah, listen, I think that, the aspect that we talked about with Justin Fields is the legs, right? That's the aspect of Russell Wilson game that's been in decline. His ability to escape, not only escape the pocket, but escape pressure. And so I think here's what I find fascinating here is the way that how will Arthur Smith deploy both of these guys? Because I think this is a situation where you're not just going to play Russell Wilson. I think you got to incorporate both of these guys. It would be a travesty if you don't utilize Justin Fields' skill set within this offense. So, whether we're talking about the competition, can Russell Wilson fend them off? How will they deploy both of these guys? I think that's going to be a fascinating thing to watch in Pittsburgh as we roll along in the offseason.
Do you think it was a mistake for the Steelers coming out and saying Russell's the starter?
Listen, that's just talk. Like at the end of the day, it's all going to be settled on the field. And the one thing you can't do, you can't fool the players. We're going to see, quick, fast, and hurry. When we get to live football, I ain't talking about football in T-shirt and shorts, but when we get the pads and everything is flying, we will know soon enough who's the better quarterback.
It was the right thing to do in terms of managing Russell Wilson, right? To come out strong on the day you trade for Justin Fields and say Russell Wilson's the starter. Like, that's important for Russell to be feeling that way. But come on, Fields has a better QBR over the last 2 years. They're actually paying Fields more than they're paying Russell Wilson this year. And he offers something with his legs that Russell doesn't. I think Russell Wilson's going to have to play at an extremely high level if he wants to fend off Justin Fields, who's going to look like a viable option. If Russell's just sort of mid like he was this past year or terrible like he was the year before, I think it's going to be very tempting for the Steelers to see what they have in the guy that can do, multiple things on the field as opposed to one.
Hawk, what do you think?
Look, there's an old saying that says if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. So if the Steelers are coming into this thinking they're going to split time between these two and get away with that in the AFC North, one of the most competitive divisions in football, it's going to be tough for them. But to Graz and Woody's point, they have 2 guys that are upgrades from where they were last year. Right. I don't think it could be overstated, the upgrade that they did in this quarterback room. And it does not matter. They're cooking with grease now, because either option they go with puts them in a better scenario than they have been in seasons past.